Well, it started. That was quick. No countdown, nothing. Welcome back to Queen's Generational Wellness. I am Miss Flowers. I have a special guest today, Dwayne Derry, based out of New Jersey. I was about to say New Jersey, Connecticut. Based out of New Jersey. He is a bodybuilder, and I wanted to have him on the podcast because I've seen so many different transformations when people from the start of never going into bodybuilding and then doing bodybuilding. So I just wanted to have a chat with him because I know bodybuilders got to be going through a great transformation mentally and physically.
Oh, yes, definitely.
How you doing today?
I am great. Actually, just getting ready to go to the gym in a little bit, actually.
All right.
Get some
So
work in.
yeah. So how many days a week do you go to the gym?
I go to the gym at least 5 to 6 days a week,
Okay.
work
So
out
be
for 5 days, then do cardio for 6 days.
okay. So
If I want
before
to
you
throw, huh?
go ahead.
Oh, no, if I want to throw the extra day in as far as the workout, yeah, I do it sometimes just
Mm.
to get that extra pump.
Do you do all your cardio in the gym or are you
Oh, no, I do my
outside?
cardio everywhere. But the main cardio gets done in the gym because some things like it's cardio, but it can't be a substitute for a cardio for a competition.
Okay. All
Like
right.
like hiking is a great cardio,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not gonna get the same burn from hiking as to doing like the stairmaster.
Oh, okay.
Well, especially somebody with my conditioning because I'm a very always been an active person.
Mm-hmm.
So like doing these extracurricular activities can't even count for my cardio because my body's already accustomed to doing these things.
Okay. Okay. So you do a lot of cardio.
Yeah, technically, I do a lot of cardio.
Do
It's
a
just
lot of
like
cardio.
one's cardio that I just gotta find a way to stay focused and get through it. And other cardio is just me having fun.
Okay. Cardio, having fun. So before you started bodybuilding, were you a gym rat before that?
Oh
Or
yes, most definitely. I started being in the gym like towards like my senior year of high school,
Mhm.
but that was like a random like pop up after school type thing. I'll go in there, I'll touch a couple things, and I'll leave. But then once I got into college, that's where I really started getting in the gym because I started meeting more people that was actually into working out and
Okay.
like being around them. So I started being more in the gym. So like even then, like I was working out, but I wasn't working out on the level that I'm working out now because I didn't have no real understanding of how to work out. I thought
Okay.
like you just go in there, I just curl some weights and then call it a day. Like move something real heavy, and that's what's up.
Mhm. Okay.
And
So when did you get from, I'm just working out just to work out, I don't know what I'm doing, to the phase of bodybuilding?
well, what was it like 6 years ago? Yeah, when I
Mhm.
joined Nonstop Fitness. Cause that's a gym that my good friend David Milligan started,
Mhm.
and I used to always go to his boot camps. He used to have him out in the park at his parents' house in his garage. Then he got like a little studio.
Mhm.
Then he worked his way up to a full blown gym, and I
Okay.
found that amazing. So I'm like, all right, I know he'd be putting in work. He definitely was a bodybuilder at that time too. So I'm
Okay.
like, all right, let me go to his gym. One's black owned, and he knows what he be doing. So that's where he was having his classes at the time. So I just joined the gym and took the classes, then just asked for like little pointers every once in a while.
Mhm.
Then that like a year or so, I got to the point like, yo, I really want to take my workout to the next level. So I ended up getting a personal trainer.
Okay.
Then I had my personal trainer for about 2 years. Then they had this transformation competition at the gym. Basically like but mind you, the whole time I'm at the gym, I got people throwing at me like, yo, you should be a bodybuilder, you should do bodybuilding, you should be bodybuilding because That's a that's the thing they had starting up at the time at the gym.
Hmm.
But I'm like, nah, I can't eat like y'all. Like I eat clean, I eat pretty clean, but at the same time, like I like to have my little hiccups
Yeah.
whenever I want.
Yeah.
But anywho, after once they had the competition at the gym, so I had to once I started that, I entered it. So I had to switch up my diet altogether. Actually, and stay focused on my meal plan. So I did
Mm,
have a slight meal plan prior to that, but like it's sick for my trainer. But
yeah.
I wasn't following it to the T. Like
Okay.
I wasn't really measuring. Like I eat the food that's on there, but I'll eat as much as I want.
Okay.
Like, all right, you said chicken breast, some jasmine rice, and some spinach. All right, cool. I love spinach, so I'm about to power load this spinach on here.
Right.
I'm gonna have this nice, like, decent sized piece of chicken breast, and I'm gonna throw some rice in there.
So you had to really like focus and buckle down and measure your food out.
Yeah.
Do you have to weigh it out or?
Oh yeah, you have to weigh it out. Some people try to do like measurements, like but like one thing like with measuring because like when I first started, we was working with like a measuring cup, far as my rice. Then
Mhm.
became the terms like you people will measure it different because some people they'll pat that rice down in the measuring cup. Some people will
Mhm.
just like let it fall in there real fluffy like.
Yeah,
So like there's no and sometimes like you could pack rice without even meaning to pack it sometimes.
that's true.
So the best way to go about it was to actually weigh it out.
Yeah. So when you entered the competition, how long was the competition?
The competition was it 2 months? It was
Okay.
a 2 month transformation. So
Hmm.
we had to take like beginning pictures, front, side, back. Then like there was was there a mid check in? Oh no, that's something else different. But we had a workout made for us. Well, my workout was already made for me because I was working with my trainer for the competition.
Okay.
So she actually gave me workouts to do outside of our sessions, just so I
Hmm.
could stay on top of my exercise and my transformation.
Okay.
I always had cardio to do, so that was nothing different.
Oh, okay. So did you win?
Came close, like got in second place.
Second place. Okay.
Yes,
That's not bad. That's not bad.
yeah, but
So how? Go ahead.
oh, but once I did that competition, I got second place. Then realized like then come to the realization like yo, I literally just did what bodybuilders do.
Hmm.
Like they
Even
stick
though
to
you
it.
didn't want to do it.
They stick to a strict meal plan.
Hmm.
They stick to a strict cardio. I like to throw the emphasis on strict because like that means there's no skipping nothing.
Right.
Like if you mess up anywhere, you messed up. You just set yourself back somewhere.
Okay.
And then I never and the workouts, I work out all the time already.
Right.
Like only thing I didn't do was pose.
So all you
I'm
really
like,
had to do was just change the
not,
way you was eating.
yeah, like and that already happened due to the competition.
Right. Right.
So I'm like, all right, well,
Might as well
I
do
might
it.
as well do like a real competition now.
So what was your first competition like?
Oh man, it was the most like it was extremely exciting. Like I was pumped like that whole peak week. Like most people would like have like jitters when they come up to their first show, like
Hmm.
because they don't know what's going on. They never been to a show, don't know how it's gonna work,
Yeah.
about how they feel about themselves. Because one thing with bodybuilding, it definitely, even though you get your body to like a place where the average person does it,
Hmm.
you still build a slight body dysmorphia
Mm.
because it's not even that you're just looking at your own body now. Like now you're looking at like the bodies that you're going to be going up against.
Right.
Like, all right, do I feel as ripped as this guy? Do I feel like I'm as lean as this girl?
Right. So
But
how do you mentally prepare yourself for that? Because this was your first time. So now you're
because
there. How did you mentally like, okay, snap out of it. Let me do what I need to do.
my whole thing is I I actually understood what it was, and like honestly, it's an individual sport. So like I treated it as such, like, and on top of that, like this is my first time doing it. So my whole mindset was I just want to look like I belong up there. Ain't nobody gonna tell me on my first show that like, yo, you was up there looking crazy. Like, you sure you want to do this? Why did you do this? Because like
Right.
you don't look like you were prepared. Your body wasn't right. It wasn't in its right conditioning. You was still holding on to a lot of water. You were
Mm,
messing up with your meals. Like I didn't want to go through none of that
okay. So you was
because
already
I was
mentally prepared before that.
yeah. Because one, I was around other people that was already doing it.
Right.
So with my whole mindset, like, yo, I don't want to look crazy around them. Like they out here grinding hard. I'm just the guy who is slacking off eating chips.
Right. Right. So how many competitions have you done so far?
So far I did 9 competitions.
Okay. All right. All right. So what was your most memorable competition?
My first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I'm excited at all my competitions because like that's why another reason why I kept doing it because I get so pumped. I
hmm
get super hype, overly excited. Like I just can't calm down. I'm like a kid on Christmas Eve. Like I can't sleep. Like
Yeah.
it's today here. It's today here. And I'm like
That,
that for like the whole peak week. Like
oh yeah.
I do get jitters sometimes. I'm not
hmm
gonna lie. But my jitters come on like way early, like in my prep. Like I'm
Okay.
probably like 2 months out and I'm just like, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I need to get
Yeah.
there. I don't think I'm gonna be there. But like honestly, with 2 months out, like you're not gonna be nowhere close to where you need to be on stage.
Okay.
Because one, I'm still eating plenty.
hmm
So like I'm gonna be holding on to a lot more because I have more food.
Okay.
Then on top of that, like what's going on in life, a lot of people don't think about that too because people don't understand where bloatedness comes from.
hmm
And a lot of people think like, yo, like even like small people like, yo, I'm big, like cause their stomach rounds out.
Yeah.
Majority of the time that's just bloatedness because of our
hmm
diets and what we just put into our body.
Right.
And like and on top of that, like bloatedness also comes from something as simple as stress.
hmm
And as adults, like we are constantly stressed.
Right.
I can hit you with one thing that stresses everybody: bills.
Right. Right.
Like
And
if you got
people.
them, kids, we
Right.
love them, but
It's
it
stress.
takes a.
It's stressful sometimes.
Yeah, it's like sometimes they make you have to love them. Like
Right.
it's not natural anymore. Like mm,
I
love
need a break.
you,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go in my room right now. I'm gonna close the door.
right?
I'll be back out in like 20 minutes.
Word. I'm gonna put "I love you" on the door for you know.
Right. Right. I just need a little break, just a little bit. But that's definitely like one of the things I'll be trying to tell people when I'm coaching. I'm like a lot of the times, especially I've been doing the heart health thing with people. I'm like a lot of your heart problems are from stress and letting
Hmm.
people stress you out and a lot of people hate their job.
Yeah.
Understandable. A lot of people
Hmm.
I get it. I had a couple of jobs I hated, but
There's so many people that hate their job because like a lot of people like even if you go to college for a certain thing, a lot of them don't
mhm,
come home and work in that field.
right, right.
So now
And
you're in a
that's
field that you didn't even want to be in the first place, but like, hey, you got to take it because like you got to make this money because I got to pay these bills.
right, right. And I'm just like, maybe try to find a different job. Like at this
Right.
point, the way things are going now with technology and all this stuff, I'm like, there's there's a way to do something else. But I'm like, a lot of people are stressed, and I'm just like, this is causing your heart problems. This is causing your weight gain.
Mm.
So we got to learn how to not be so stressed out. And it's hard. I'm not even
Hmm.
gonna say it's easy,
Yeah, oh,
but
it's extremely difficult because then like on top of that, you got to realize how to handle that stress because
mhm,
certain things that stress us, we just can't like we can't get rid of.
right,
So you got to find
right,
ways to deal with stress, and that's what thing a lot of people don't do. They don't find ways to deal with stress.
You
Like
don't.
most people try to eliminate where the stress is coming from
Hmm.
altogether.
Right.
And sometimes that's not the case.
Right. And then you get people, they trying to drink it away, they're trying to smoke it away, they're trying to drug it away. And I'm just like,
Right.
when you wake back up in the morning, it's still there.
And sometimes like it can be even worse than that. And I like to consider this even worse because like now you're doing something like it's positive, but now
Hmm.
you're becoming neglectful to everything else in life.
Right.
Like
Right.
somebody it's it even happen with bodybuilding. Like sometimes like I even had to do that myself recently, like just to focus in on stuff that's going on in my life and
Hmm.
take care of myself. I
Right.
was supposed to do a show September 9th in
Hmm.
North Carolina, but it's certain things in my life that I was neglecting that I wasn't locking in on because I was more
Right.
focused on this competition. Because one, this is easier for me. It brings me joy. So like I was pushing the stuff that was stressing me to the side
Hmm.
and just focusing
Yeah.
on that. But these things that stress me, like I gotta get through that stress with these things to get where I want to be and further on down the road in life.
Right. Right. Because
So I had to
if you,
push bodybuilding. I talked to my coach like, yo, can't do this competition. Like, and he saw it. Like, he saw things were going different with me. Like, as far as like the way I was moving and way my body was holding.
hmm.
I can tell I was stressed.
Right. Right. And just trying to, it'll, I'll take care of it later. I'll take care of it later.
Yeah,
And
right. Like I got
sometimes,
this competition coming up.
right. And
Like,
you want to focus on that
you're
one thing,
right.
but
So
you
it's
can't.
like all right, productive things in life, competition.
Right. Right.
Like this is because like especially knowing that like I tell everybody this too. Like the gym is one of the number one places where you put in the work and
Hmm.
you'll get every single result that you deserve.
Right.
Because there's a
Right.
lot you can actually work at your job for 15 years and they never want to
Hmm.
give you a raise, never want to bump you up to the next level.
They'll give you some pizza though.
Right, yeah. One Friday after year.
Right. Give you some
Matter of
pizza.
fact, that same day, wear what you want.
Right. You can wear jeans
dress,
today.
dress, dress clothes out the window, but still wear socks if you're gonna wear flip flops or
Right.
sandals or something.
Right. And that's another thing where I was going to ask you, how did bodybuilding help with your personal development? Because it gotta, because after a while, like you said, you try to put everything to the side, but everything gotta work together.
Oh yeah, like it let me know like because I do have ADHD,
Hmm.
so like focusing always been a problem for me. So that definitely taught me how to learn how to lock in on something. I just gotta find a drive to really build that need within myself
Hmm.
because that's what I did with bodybuilding. I'm like, yo, I need to look good on this stage. I need to look like I belong up here. I
Hmm.
need to eat this food because I need to lose this body fat. I need to build recover from this workout.
Hmm.
I need to stretch. I need to get up in the morning and get to this gym because I know later on in the day I don't be motivated to work out. So I need to wake up before I got to go to work to get this work.
Right. Right. So the people around you, what do they think about the bodybuilding? Do they think, yeah, you're doing too much? Or I'm talking about outside of the gym, because
Oh,
family and
you see,
friends sometimes they could be the
see,
most critical, or they could be your cheerleaders.
like I tell people all the time, like I'm one of the luckiest people in the world because I don't really believe I have haters. Like if I have haters, like or people that don't understand, like or very negative,
Hmm.
they don't speak. They don't speak to me.
That's good.
So all I hear is positivity from everybody. Like even though my first competition, like my family, friends, like they'll being like, I can, I can't cuss, can I?
I don't know. YouTube got this whole cussing thing going on, and I'm just like, I'm annoyed
Oh,
with it.
well,
Like, if it's not for kids, why can't people cuss?
right.
Like,
Like so they was being like real ass they was like being your friendly neighborhood assholes about it. So like every time
right.
I was eating something, they're like, yo, can you have that? Are you supposed to be eating that? come on, man, let me see your plan. Nah, let me see your plan. Nah, you out here cheating. I knew it. No,
They was
like,
trying to help.
like, did you get your workout in? Like, oh, okay, all right. You better be coming from the gym. All right.
They were trying to help you out.
Yeah,
Trying to
like,
help
yeah.
you
The
out.
thing is, that's exactly what that is. That, and I looked at it no other way. Like, because like now, like when I did think about like my cravings kicked in, and I'm like, all right, coach ain't around, ain't nobody from the gym around. I'm good.
Right.
But then like just for the fact my friends and family were like that, now I'm watching out for everybody. Like now I can't do nothing because everybody's watching me. So that helped out a lot. Because that's
Right.
the thing. Like
Right.
you're like we'll hide stuff from the people that hold us accountable.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that don't hold us accountable, we'll do whatever in front of them.
Right. Right. Anything goes.
Right, anything goes because like, yo, you're not gonna hold me accountable. You're not gonna judge me for this. You're not gonna tell me like you shouldn't be doing that. You're gonna be the one right there, like, yo, go right ahead. Like I know you quit drinking like last week, but take these shots.
Right. Those are the people you need to stay away from.
Right.
Especially, you're trying to stop doing certain things and they're still doing it. After a
Mhm.
while, you have to separate from those people.
Right. So like everywhere I went, I had accountability buddies. Like
Hmm.
so that was a amazing thing that I had throughout my prep, and I still have till today. Like
Right. You had a community.
yeah. And
Yeah.
that's what everything I do. Like anything that I decide to do, there's nobody telling me like, I don't know about that, or
Right.
you sure you want to do that? Like nobody's ever told me that.
Right.
As soon as I open my mouth to do something, they're like even if it's something like crazy like bungee jumping or skydiving, they're like, wow, you gonna do that? Well, have fun, man.
Go
Like
right ahead.
the most.
I'm not going to join you, but go ahead.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. Like I was gonna say that's the only negative thing, but at the same time, that's not a negative thing because, like,
Right.
hey, like they're just speaking their truth. That's what it is. They're not gonna do it, but like
Right.
they think it's an awesome thing for me to do.
Right. That's not what they want to do at this time.
Right. Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. But it was great having you on here. I guess. Oh, wait. I have one more question.
Yes.
Bodybuilding and smoking weed. Is that a thing?
Oh yeah. Honestly, like that was one of the first conversations I had with my coach because like I do all natural bodybuilding and like if people don't some people don't know that that's a thing
What's that?
or they don't understand like there's something outside of that.
Okay.
So there is all natural bodybuilding organizations and there's non all naturals. Like so they do take like certain like type of steroids and whatnot because
And
nowadays
they
like
compete?
yeah, like because nowadays like
Oh.
there's like different levels to it. Like it's
Oh.
like hey, there's a little baby steroid. Like cause think about it, like when you go to the doctors, they and like you're having surgery, they do give you like certain steroids for certain conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So like the same thing for bodybuilders, like they take certain steroids to help their body develop faster throughout their
Oh.
workout. Like not saying that they're not working out at all or they're not grinding hard as me or anything like that. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like it's just like they use enhancements to get their body further
Okay.
along faster.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do all natural bodybuilding, and that was one of the main things I talked to my coach about when we first talked about me doing bodybuilding. Like I understand this is all natural and everything. And technically, this is all natural to me because it comes from the earth.
Right.
But do I gotta stop smoking weed? Because
Right.
honestly, I would not do this at all if I have to stop. He was like, "Well, can you control your munchies?" I was like, "Yeah." You're like, "Oh man, you good then?" Like, don't test for that.
Okay.
Like, oh okay,
Oh.
cool. And honestly, like I at least smoked throughout my whole prep, my whole competition. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be good. And honestly, it keeps me more grounded because technically, like those preps can get you at times,
Right.
especially when you got like those cravings start kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I mean,
you want stuff, but you can't have it. So like then that's another form of stress that you bring onto yourself because now you're
mm-hmm.
stressing your cravings.
Right.
When like honestly you just gotta lock back in and remember why you're doing it. So like hey, I gotta ignore these thoughts.
Right.
Everything's going up in here, ain't matching what's going on down here in this stuff of
Right.
mine. Because
Right.
honestly, if I follow these cravings, the stomach's gonna grow.
Right. Right.
I'm trying to get it as lean as possible, my whole body as lean as possible.
Yeah. So that's I didn't know. I didn't know that you could there's natural bodybuilding and not natural bodybuilding. That's something new.
Yeah,
That's definitely something that's that's interesting. Because how much is too much? Like, like
exactly. Like I just know, like, hey, if I'm gonna do this, I want to be natural because
yeah,
I want to know what my body naturally looks like.
right.
Because I come from a long line of actually like men with very handsome bodies,
Mm-hmm.
very built. My father, my grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
my uncle.
Right.
I come from a long line of very in shape people.
Right.
But
Right.
my goal is always been, especially against my father, to get a better body than him because his body is fucking crazy. He doesn't even do bodybuilding.
Yeah. That's one thing. Like when you come from seeing people work out and take care of their bodies, like I don't understand how people just they don't want to take care of their bodies for
Right,
me.
like
Or like the opposite of like I was telling somebody when I went through my family tree, I seen that a lot of people died from cancer. And I was like, I'm not trying to go out like that. So
mhm,
that made me change a lot of things when I really thought about it and came to realization I already had cancer when I was 25. So I don't want to die from cancer.
and on top of that, sometimes like even with stuff like cancer,
Hmm.
what brought on that cancer throughout that generation? Like, because sometimes like,
Right.
hey, you have a generation of cigarette smokers.
Right.
Yeah, and on top of that, like it's certain foods that give you cancer too. Like a lot of these
Hmm.
fast food industries, like they be have put so much stuff in the foods, and
Right.
we just be eating it 24/7 all the time.
Right.
And those type
Right.
of things can build up cancer in you too. So like, what's their diet like?
Right.
And like it's
Right.
so much because like technically like nobody's diet is actually right. Like far
Right.
as like the average person is not going to look for a clean meal. They're going to look for something that tastes the best
Right.
because it's a whole like what's the word I'm looking for? Not nostalgia, but more of a just a pleasure thing
Hmm.
because food is the most pleasurable and easiest thing we can do to bring that joy to ourselves. Just
Right.
tingling those taste buds is so
Right.
easy. Like you could just literally just walk into the store, buy a cookie, bu-
Right.
buy a bag of chips. Like we know it's not good for us, but like it
You
tastes
still
so
eat it.
good, and once it
Right.
tastes good to you, it brings you so much joy within yourself.
Right. Right. And a couple of groups that I was in, a lot of people they self-soothe with food.
Hmm.
And that's just their thing. They don't like, people talk about alcohol, they talk about weed, they talk about drugs, but nobody ever talks about the
That
fact
food.
that people self-soothe with food and
Hmm.
that's their drug of choice. And
Right.
people don't want to talk about that. And I'm like, if your great grandmama made sweet potatoes with brown sugar, marshmallows, all this stuff, and
Hmm.
then you're still doing it, then all of y'all got diabetes. Like,
Right.
what are we
And
doing?
it's a chain reaction. Like nobody likes to pay attention to stuff like that. They're like, "Well, I eat a
Mhm.
home cooked meal every day." Like, but what are you
Right,
cooking?
right. You eat fried
Like,
food every
yeah,
day.
right.
You
Yeah,
fry
are
your
you
food
frying
every
your
day.
food every day? To like on top of that, like even with beef, or how often are you eating beef? Because people don't
Right,
realize how like so like one like we're not natural meat eaters. That's somewhere that we down the line back down the line that we developed that diet. Like,
right,
and I tell people all the time, like we learned this in elementary school in the simplest ways. Because what do we learn about animals as far as their eating habits? Animals with flat teeth are
hmm,
grass eaters. They're plant
right,
eaters.
right. Animals
Animals
with
with
fangs.
fangs and sharp teeth, they are meat eaters.
Right,
We do
right,
not have fangs. We do not
right,
have sharp teeth. Our teeth are flat. We might have like two little sharp ones right here, but they
right,
not that sharp. They just a little more pointed than the other teeth.
right. And
And that's
people they don't want to listen to that. When you tell them that, they're like, nah, I need my meat.
right, exactly. Like, and I'll say the same time, like, cause like my diet is I'm so accustomed to that diet.
Mm.
And
I'm just
like, I'm like, all right, I know it's not right, but like at the same time, it's like, I can't I can't leave it alone right now. But
right.
I left some of it alone, like beef, because beef is one of the things that takes the longest to break down in your body. It takes like 3 days for beef to break down.
Right.
Then like if you have beef more than once a day or every day,
Right.
you constantly have a pound of beef just sitting in your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
And most people die with beef still just sitting in your stomach. And when you have meat just sitting in your stomach like that, you're going to start to grow like those tapeworms and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Then you'll start having stomach issues and you wondering where it's coming from.
Right. Right. And
I
that was my thing. I started having stomach issues and I was like, I gotta give up the meat. Like I gotta give up the meat. And people were like, well, what are you gonna eat? I'm like, it's like 50 million vegetables.
right.
like you can only eat meat. Oh well, my friend went vegan and her teeth fell out and I still got my teeth. Like I'm like
What? I ain't never heard that.
I think
Like
I've
your
heard
friend
that
had to
more than
have some
once.
issues going on before she turned vegan, or there's something genetically going on. Like
Maybe, but some people don't like your body needs vitamins and minerals. And some people didn't do real research when they went vegan. So
oh, that is true.
my vitamin and minerals are coming from herbs. Some of these people they're taking supplements. Some of these supplements just sit on your stomach. They're not doing anything. And
Right.
people don't know that. So, they think they're doing the right thing by taking all these supplements to supplement whatever they think they're supplementing from meat. And it's like you didn't do the research. That's why these things are happening to you.
Right. Because like this, like only reason you know other things to eat because like that's the way you grew up. Like far as like we go back to like making sweet potatoes, cornbread, and everything. Like that was installed in you from a child.
Right.
But now
Right.
you're learning that's all bad. Now you're gonna try to switch it up. Like you don't know nothing about eating like this. People don't understand it.
Right.
When you switch your diet, you know nothing about that diet other than just generics. Like far as like, hey, you want to be a pescatarian? Cool.
Right.
I just know they don't eat anything but seafood.
Right.
But okay, like what seafood are you gonna eat? Are you gonna eat something that's gonna be beneficial to your body? Or are you gonna eat just whatever?
You're just gonna eat fried fish all the time.
Right, you're just gonna
Or
fry
you're gonna
everything.
what's it? Like tilapia is not even real fish, and they're like, "Oh, I eat tilapia." And I'm like,
like
like
yes.
nobody's really doing the research, and then it's like they come to me and they're like, "Well, what herb can you give me?" And I'm like, "I don't even know what's going on with you. Like, you don't even
Like
want to talk about what you eat and what you're
right.
not eating." So it's like, I
And a
don't
lot of
know.
people don't like to say too much because they don't want to be judged. Like
Right.
understand like nobody's here to judge you. Like I need to understand what you're doing with yourself
Right.
to help you.
Right. Because I get some people, they'll come to me about erectile dysfunction. They'll come to me about vaginal dryness. And I'm like, well, what else is going on? You're
Mm-hmm.
not telling me that you got heart problems. You're not telling me that you're diabetic. You're not telling me that you got high cholesterol. Like,
Or
we need to talk about that.
something simple as like you're not telling me that you barely drink a bottle of water a day.
That too. You start your day with coffee, you end your day with coffee. Like, that's not it.
Right. So now
And
your
then they're
body
like,
is not properly flushing out everything. Like you
right.
might be going pee, like that's nice, but like your
You're
body's not flushing
dehydrated.
the way you're dehydrated and your body's not flushing the way it should.
Right. And even with that, I'm like, well, you got to start. People don't even eat vegetables. Like I eat what is it? Everybody eats broccoli. And
Yeah,
I'm
I'm about to say
like, that's
everybody
it.
says broccoli. Like
I'm like, that's it.
but that's it. Like you know that's a fake vegetable, right? Like and tell me this, like everybody says they eat broccoli. What's nutritious about broccoli?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I can't even tell you the last time I ate some broccoli. Like,
I tell and they be like, what? It's broccoli, bro. I'm like,
yep,
yeah, that's all you can tell
broccoli.
me.
Right. That's
Like you
it.
love broccoli so much, you say that's so healthy for you. What's nutritious about it?
They don't know. And that's another thing. Nobody does the research of what they're putting in their body. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when I noticed, like you said, it takes beef 3 days. For me, it was taking about a week,
Mm-hmm.
7 days, and I wasn't eating at all because I felt like the food was not digesting.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, yo, we don't do stuff sitting on our stomachs. That's why we don't eat as much throughout the day. Like, that's why people eat
Right,
like 1 or 2 meals a day when you
right.
definitely should be getting at least 3.
I don't know about the 3 meals, but I know for sure for meat, it was just like, nah, this ain't it. Like I wasn't eating for days because I just felt like I was full.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you're eating all this stuff, and then you go to sleep on it, and
Then
it's
on top of
like,
that, like the people that don't eat do the one of the worst things. They snack.
yep,
That's all they do. They snack. They like, and people like, you're not gonna eat a real meal. Like, no, it's cool. I ain't even that hungry. I just want something to snack on.
yep, yep,
And that's another
and
thing. Number one stress reliever too is like you said with eating. People snack.
mhm, yep, all day long.
Oh, you'll snack something crazy.
Right. All day long. And I'm like, then you got to really sit down with yourself and did I eat today? What did I eat today?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. I had
None, but
chips. I
it's all
had,
right. But let me have this little snack because this snack is going to trigger that joy thing that happens in my brain.
what do they call it? Dopamine.
Yeah, dopamine. Like I didn't want to say because I wasn't sure that was the right word for name of it. Yeah,
Yep. And
everybody goes for that dopamine high, like for real.
yep. And it's like, okay, now we gotta you gotta relearn, basically. It's just relearning everything.
Mhm.
And I tell people all the time it's a process, and they're like, but it's so hard. And I'm like, who said it was gonna be easy? You've been eating
Right. Like,
chips since you was 2. Like,
I
like
tell people this. Do you not remember elementary? Do you not remember middle school? Do you not
right,
remember high school? When you was going through that, did you think that was easy?
right,
That this is the same thing. You're back in school. You're back learning again. Like the
right,
education doesn't stop just because you're not in school.
right,
Because it's
right,
always going to be something that you don't know that you need to,
right.
especially if you try to switch up your life and actually build something.
You have to learn. You have to learn it. And that's why I'm big on like coaches. Like you said, you got your coach. I'm big on coaches because I'm like, having the stuff that I learned in the past 3 years, would have learned it, but it probably would have took me, 6, 7 years to learn it.
Hmm.
And a lot of people are just like, well, I don't need to pay for this. I don't need to pay for that. But I'm like, if I can get somewhere in 6 months instead of 6 years, I'm gonna pay for it. I'm
Right.
gonna get it done. So it's a
Exactly.
lot of learning, and
Mhm.
people don't want to put in the work. A
They
lot of people
don't.
don't want to put
They
in the work.
really don't. Because I be telling people like they be like, "Oh man," well then like people that don't understand the work at that too.
Hmm.
They're like, because people come up to me all the time, like, "Oh man, what you be eating?" Blah blah blah. Like, I'm trying to lose some weight just like you. I'm trying to have same transformation as you.
Yeah.
And I actually got to look at them at times like, "Yo, you you can't do this." Then on top of that, it's like I can't give you what I'm doing because my workout, my my meal plans
Hmm.
are tailored to me and my
Right.
body and how it works.
Right.
My coach took the time out to learn how my body does things to make my plan.
Right.
So like I can give you the same plan. Even if you have the discipline to follow it, I can give you the same plan. But it's a chance you might not get the same results that I got.
Right. And
Like
people don't understand.
even people's muscles are developed differently
Hmm.
because like actually doing this bodybuilding, I found out like like how like let's talk about a 6 pack.
Hmm.
You think it's that abs, 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 abs. Like, all right, cool, that's a 6 pack. Ran
Right.
into people like they only able to develop a 4 pack. Some
Hmm.
people can't even develop a 6 pack at all, but they do have abs, but like they don't have a 6 pack. It's different between having abs and 6 pack because abs is a muscle that you always gonna have. But the
Right.
whole 6 pack aspect or 8 pack is
Hmm.
based off of your genetics. Then on top of
Hmm.
that, I saw somebody's 6 pack that wasn't even.
Oh wow.
Like, but they were in shape. They were in great shape,
Yeah.
very healthy and everything. But one was up here, the other one here, then it's here, then here, then here, then here, the whole way down.
Wow. Yeah, because like you said, everybody's different.
And I had to ask my coach to let me know these things too. I'm looking at this. I'm like, what's going on with his abs? Why his abs don't look like evened out like mine? Like
Right.
honestly, that's like one of those things that the world try to put on you. Like yo, like if you don't look in a certain way, you don't got it right, or this is the
Right.
way it's supposed to look. Like there's no way it's supposed to look.
Right. How does it look to you?
Right,
Like,
exactly.
and that's
They,
what I
they
told
like
somebody. I said, I don't want a six pack. I just want a flat stomach. I don't care about that, because I get some people, they're like, oh no, I want a six pack. And then I was like, yeah, that's not the goal for me.
mhm.
That's not the goal for me.
Yeah, and some people they be so gun ho about that. They were like, "Oh, so what ab workouts you do?" I'm trying to get a six pack. I'm like, don't do that many ab workouts at all. Like people think like they could just do 1,000 crunches or 1,000 sit ups a day, and just eventually they're gonna have a six pack. Like no, unless you start getting in that kitchen and
Hmm.
eating right and getting rid of all that
Right.
fat that's covering was
Right.
already there, because that's most times like your abs are there, your six pack
Right.
is there, but like
It's
you just have
under the
so much
fat.
fat, there's so much fat over it and bloatedness, like you
Right.
can't see them.
Right. And they don't and then I think a lot of times people talk to you, they're just trying to get a quick fix anyway.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
like
They always
not a
want quick
quick
fix, and
fix.
like they're like, "Oh man, you do all that, man." I don't know, man. Ain't no other way. I'm like, yeah, you can call Dr. Miami, whatever his name is.
Right. Right.
Guys do it too. Like and that's another thing. Like I see that a guy actually had muscle implants.
Hmm.
I'm like,
I, yeah.
wow.
I seen a guy, he got him implanted in his calves.
Yeah, I'm like, that's crazy. Like
Yep.
I would never want that, because now like it's just like you put on like going to Party City and put on like a Superman costume, like no one the muscles and stuff. Like, yeah, you look like you got muscles, but like you don't have the strength behind it.
Right.
Like it actually, like if it actually came time that you literally had to put your muscles to work, like somebody's like, "Hell,
You
help
ain't
me move this
done.
couch or something," like you can't even lift it. Like you literally big for no reason,
Right. It just look big.
right?
But that's another thing. Like people got this whole, like you said, they want to look like somebody else, but instead of looking how their body is supposed to look, they want to look like this person. Oh, I seen this person on TV. I want to look like that. And it's just
Mhm.
like with these BBLs, they're getting out of hand.
Right.
Like they're
And then
getting
like
out of hand.
some girl I be trying to tell them like you can build that same butt in the gym. Switch your eating up, switch your
Right.
lifestyle up, and you can have what you want. Then on top of that, it's like appreciate what you can get to at that. Like, hey,
Right.
you might not get that like that mega stallion butt, but like, hey, the butt that you have fits your body
Right.
and it looks better than it did before you started working out and eating right.
Right. But they don't, I don't know. I just
Like,
feel like they're getting out of hand.
right,
Like,
like yeah, I actually recognize once again what you want ain't what you need. Then you find, then you put what you want into the need category. Then you
mm-hmm.
realize like I don't really care for it no more. Like this is just all right. You
Right.
feel like that because you come to realize like that's something you wanted. It wasn't something
Mm-hmm.
you needed.
Right. Right. And then you get people, they get it all mixed up. And then I heard stories of people getting work done on their body and looking really natural, and then going back and just be like, I want it bigger. I want it bigger. And I'm like, but you look good the first time.
First
So
time,
like,
like yeah, and that's crazy. Like the ones that actually like, yo, you went through it. Like, hey, you actually look amazing. Like it actually fits your body. You
right.
look good. Then it's like
And then
I wanted more. I want more. Or this is another one thing. They don't take care of it.
that's true.
They get it and think they can keep doing whatever. Like that's what I think about these
Right.
surgery, all these quick fixes. Because
Mm-hmm.
as humans, we all do it. Like even like when
Right.
we get sick or like we get sick, we start to feel better. First thing we
Mm-hmm.
do, we hop right out of bed. We try to get
Right.
back into life. Then
Right.
like that later on that day, we start feeling it like, oh, why I feel so
Right.
woozy.
Right. Oh, I don't feel good. I felt good this morning.
Right. Like when I woke up, I felt way better than I did yesterday. I was actually
Yeah.
able to sit up and not hurt. Like
Right. Right. But I
I
don't
can
know.
breathe through my nose again. Like
Right. Like, I just listen to people, and I watch how people move, and like you said, they get them surgeries, that quick fix. I seen people go get the, what is it? The sleeve, the gastric bypass,
hmm
and gain all the weight back. And it's just
yeah.
like,
And the thing is like when you gain that weight back, you're not gonna look the same as you did with that weight before.
mhm. And
You
it's like,
like it's sad to tell people like I'm like, yo, but like if you don't take care of yourself after getting these surgeries, when this weight come back on you, you're gonna look crazy.
they don't
You're
get
gonna
it.
look crazy because you're not gonna hold that weight the same
Mhm.
due to the surgery because certain places were tucked. Now, like instead of have like it's you were rounded out right here, now you're
Mhm.
folding in, and now that's the fat from up here is rolling over that.
Uh, I'm
Um,
just like, I don't know. Like I know somebody else, they had the surgery, and they were like, well, I had to lose 40 pounds. And I'm just like, if you did all that, then
why can you keep up with the process? Like honestly, obviously you're able to do it.
right. Because I had people come to me, they're like, oh, what can you give me to lose weight faster? And I'm like, I'm not giving you that, what is that? The tea they be talking about, the tummy tea or whatever. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
this is not what you think it is.
right.
Like,
No,
this is
like
not what you think it is.
see, like I'm like yo, so I be hearing about this. I'm like, oh yeah, it's her. She gave me like some tummy tea. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
she probably gave you like a colon cleansing tea,
Yep.
or gave you some mullein to help with some what's it called it's like an internal soreness.
Mm.
Uh, Help me out, herbalist.
I'm trying to think what you're talking about.
You know what mullein does? You ever heard of
Yeah.
mullein?
Yeah, but that's more like a, to me, that's more like a lung herb.
Yeah, inflammation. That's what the word I'm looking for.
Oh, okay.
Inflammation. That's what inflammation.
Okay. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm like,
So that's another thing. Like you know, like when you get hurt, you hurt your body. Like
mm,
your body swells up. Same
mm,
thing for your organs. With inflammation.
right,
Like when they start to hurt you, they start getting damaged. They swell up.
right,
Just another reason, like we look bigger because now our organs are swollen due to what we putting in
right.
our bodies.
And
And
then your
growth.
organisms doing all this extra work trying to get back right.
Right. And it
So,
goes back to like what we just talked about. Like we try to get out as soon as our organs start feeling a little better, we try to get them
mm-hmm,
back to full functioning. Like no, we gotta continue the healing process. Then after that,
right,
we gotta find a way to maintain this health within our organs. And that's another
right.
thing people don't do. Like they'll get these quick fixes or they'll put in the work, but then as
Mm-hmm,
soon as they get to that goal,
that's
they
it.
just like, all right, I'm just gonna relapse. I'm going
Right,
right back to what I was doing because hey, I look good. I look good, and slowly, surely,
right.
some abs start disappearing.
Mm-hmm,
Your chest start dropping. You
mm-hmm.
start getting that little wavy thing under your arm again.
Bat wings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
but
you're
I'm
like,
like,
what? I don't know what happened.
right.
Like,
You
you know what
happened.
happened.
Right.
Like,
And that's
you
another
just
thing. Like mentally, you have to, yeah, the,
like this is
being
not
vegan,
like once you
plant
get in
based
this
is not
lifestyle
for
like
the
that,
weak.
it's not temporary either.
Right. It's not for the weak. So you really have to think about, is this what you really want to do?
Yes. Do you really
Because
want to
at
be
this
vegan?
point,
Do
it's
you really
kind of
want to be
like,
pescatarian? Do you really want to be
right,
in shape?
right.
Like I had to tell some people that only do yoga, like they had to come to the comment they didn't understand like you can't just do yoga and think you're good. Like
Right.
you gotta lift weight because like you gotta people don't understand that lifting weights don't just build muscle. It
Hmm.
strengthens your bones.
Right.
Mm. So now like when lift weights like now you build that muscle to protect the bones that you're strengthening. Like now when you get hurt, it won't be as fierce, especially as we're getting older. That's something that we really start
Right.
protecting. It's really
Right.
our body.
Right.
Like,
And then
hey,
my whole thing, what like a lot of people, they don't want to lift weights. They don't want to lift weights, but there's other things that you could do to get muscle.
yes,
So it's like you
right.
don't have to go in
You
the
could do
gym.
some calisthenics. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I would recommend weight training to everybody. But like, when people think about weight training, they think like doing heavy stuff. All this, like,
Hmm.
when I first started weight training with my trainer, I was working with like 5, 10 pounds.
Hmm.
I wasn't no tiny little thing either.
Right.
I just had to build that muscle development, and on top of that, like when people work out, they don't have no technique whatsoever to their workout. Like their
Mm.
form be completely up. Most people just go in there and move weight. I was a victim of that before I started training with a trainer. I used to just go to
Right.
the gym and move weight,
Right.
and not understanding like, yo, you gotta work on your form because if your form ain't right now, you're damaging your body. Like you might be building some muscle, but at the same time you're hurting yourself. Like if I'm doing a
Right.
curl, I'm not doing it right. I might be building that muscle in the bicep, but like because of the fact I'm doing it wrong, I'm hurting my shoulder.
Right. Right. So that's another thing, picking out the right trainer. Because I've heard people they got trainers, and I'm just like, I don't be in the gym. But
Mhm.
something's off. Like
Yeah,
something's not right.
and sometimes like it'd be the weirdest thing. Like sometimes like it's just like you just gotta find a trainer for you. Like some people like they have a plan, but like hey, like as a trainer, like you gotta be able to connect with your client.
Yeah.
Because it's just like having a therapist, honestly. Like just like how your salon, when you go to salon, your hairstylist, your therapist, you go to a barbershop, your barber is your therapist.
Right.
Same thing with your trainer. Like because like I need to understand how to communicate to you for you to understand
Hmm.
what I need you to do. And the only way I
Right.
can do that if I build some type of connection and understand who you are as a person.
Right. Right.
Like
And-
I coach my coach learned that too with me. Like once I started doing bodybuilding, like I told him he got to be completely direct with what he wants me to do.
mhm.
Then because he had to learn that both ways by not telling me and by telling me.
Right.
Because
Right.
he learned like hey like he wasn't real direct with what he told me to do. So I did exactly as he told me to do. Like, no, I need you to do this. I'm like, well, you didn't break it down to the T.
Right.
Then like
It's
certain things on my plan, like I follow to the T. Then he's like, and I tell him like I organized myself with it. He's like, oh wow. Like you really follow things to the T. Like most people are like, I gotta tell them to go look at that or go
mhm.
read this part of their plan or something like that. I'm like, nah. I read it. Boom. That's what it is. Cool.
Right. And everybody's not like that. So that made him a better coach.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll make people a better personal trainer at that too. Like,
Mhm. Yeah, because you're gonna be working with so many different people, and it's okay to say that this barber is not for me, this therapist is not for me, this trainer is not for me, and go on and find somebody else.
and on top of it, it's for the trainer too to try to make that connection, or coach to try to make that connection. Because
Hmm.
one trainer at the gym, like he was telling me about this one client he had. Um, he talks to her, but she never want to talk back. He gives
Hmm.
her instruction on like how to do the exercise. She just looks so mad the whole time until like he really had to sit down with her, like, I'm sorry, like this isn't gonna work if you're not communicating with me.
Right.
I'm asking you, are you okay? Actually, are you all right? You're not responding. Like, what's going on? Why are you so upset? And it was so as simple as she doesn't like being told what to do. She understands like she has to listen to him, but she just doesn't like to be told what to do.
Oh my gosh.
So like so now that he understood that, like he felt like all right, it's not I'm doing wrong. I'm not it's nothing going on in her life. It's nothing that I'm personally doing to her, or she doesn't feel that
Yeah.
I'm doing anything to her. It's just like who she is as a person. She just doesn't like to be told what to do. So honestly, like he worked the technique, like because there are ways to verbalize things to get somebody to do something, but make them feel
Mhm.
like they're making the decision to
It's
do it.
their idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So like he had to throw like a little bit of that in there to make her more comfortable, and they start actually communicating more because of that
Okay.
conversation, what made things
Yeah.
easier for her to follow his instructions as well.
Okay. Well, every day you're learning something new every day.
Right.
Every day
So
you should be learning something new every day.
communication is a strong thing.
Right. Right. Well, I'm gonna end that here, and it was great talking to you. And I think
Same.
a lot of the ladies is gonna love this interview. So I'll talk to you later. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, hit that bell, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Peace.